All right, we're going to start this video in a minute. It'll be a few seconds long. And just remember, I believe in everyone has freedoms, especially in your own house. But outside, we got to follow the laws. Here it goes.
Terry McAuliffe is trying to become governor of Virginia again, and he keeps putting his foot in his mouth. Here, the liberal governor says the quiet part out loud, that parents don't have the right to tell teachers what they teach their children. That is simply wrong, and that should disqualify him from ever overseeing the education of children in Virginia, or anywhere else for that matter. Watch this.
I don't think parents should be telling schools what they should teach. Parents had to write the veto bills, veto books, Glenn, not to be knowledgeable about it, also take them off the shelves. And I'm not going to let parents come into schools and actually take books out and make their own decision.
That's great, Governor. Wannabe. It's amazing McAuliffe is still in the race for governor. Maybe it's because the liberal propaganda media covers for these leftists trying to control our lives from the cradle to the grave. Watch this Axios reporter cover for McAuliffe with an assist by the CNN host who laughs at conservatives at the end of this clip. Watch this.
To have a candidate for governor say, I don't want to listen to parents, or I would go side with teachers over parents, stepping in it.
That is clearly a misstep. Let's just say for the record, just in case anyone doesn't know, they don't teach critical race theory to kids in K through 12 schools. That's not a thing anywhere in the country, including in Virginia. But
oh, well, sorry to break the news to you, Ms. Taleb, CNN, Terry McAuliffe, and the Marxist teachers unions. Hold on, let me correct myself. I'm not breaking any news to you. I'm exposing your scheme to grab control of our kids' minds. Turns out they are teaching critical race theory in Virginia and all over the country. Look what I found with just a little investigating. The NEA, the National Education Association, is the nation's largest teachers union, boasting over 2.3 million teachers and administrators. At their 2021 annual meeting this past July, the NEA vowed to incorporate Item 39. A little more digging revealed this Item 39 essentially adds critical race theory to their curriculum. Not only adds it, protects it going forward. Here's the actual text from their annual meeting in Item 39. I'm quoting here. Provide an already created in-depth study that critiques empire, white supremacy, anti-blackness, anti-indigeneity, racism, patriarchy, heteropatriarchy, capitalism, ableism, and it goes on and on.
Indigeneity.
Sorry. To ban critical race theory and or the Project 1619. So there it is. Critical race theory is part of the curriculum. 2.3 million teachers from across America voted to protect critical race theory being taught to our kids. They did that through the little thing, innocent sounding Item 39. Again, provide an already created in-depth study that critiques white supremacy, anti-blackness, and other forms of oppression. Their own words. So a politician, Terry McAuliffe, who wants to hold a top office,
we just need a true story to be told. Whatever it is, right?
Executive editor of a major news organization, Margaret Taley, blatantly lies to provide cover. And John King, CNN's chief national correspondent and anchor of Inside Politics, laughs at us, literally laughs at us on the right. But see what they do? The leaders lie. Then the propaganda media covers for the politicians' lies with lies supporting the politicians' lies. And then the legacy media propagandists laugh at anyone who disagrees with them. It's a sick cycle. They all provide cover.
There's a girl coming up in a minute.
They win because
that's going to blow your mind. Watch. Just bear with this. This is important what he's talking about.
Old school liberals who watch CNN for the same validation of their liberal views. They watch and
they all do it.
And then they
both sides. We got to get in the middle, but what he's talking about is right.
It's a very important tool. Get into a debate and it's easy to take on a group.
Each side will point out some important stuff.
But the game changes when they ridicule you. Think about being outnumbered by a group who you vehemently disagree with over an issue you truly believe in, and you want to fight for it. As Americans, we would fight. I take that same scenario, only instead of a fight, that group ridicules you. This is a very different situation, and they know most people would rather go away and stay there and be ridiculed. The problem is, The losers are the people these politicians want to control because they win and they get what they want. They want control over your life, control over your vote, control over your money, and eventually they want you to submit to their endgame, control over your mind. So don't let them. Stand up, fight for your rights and your
We're
rights.
trying,
Tell
Eric Bolling.
teachers what they teach to your kids, not the other way around. Virginia is a swing state. It may be the difference between a Republican president in 2024 or handing the liberal leftists more of your money and your mind. So make sure you register to vote. And Virginians, by all means, you can start by registering and voting in 3 weeks. We should all do that. Vote yes to conservative values across the country and vote no to people like Terry McAuliffe. He's a Biden liberal. Just ask First Lady Jill Biden, who is now campaigning for Terry McAuliffe. If that's not a tell about how liberal Joe Biden is, nothing is. Imagine being worried about being arrested, a tuition-paying student, for failing to comply with the draconian vaccine mandates. Wait until you meet Gabby Reichert. She's a student at Colorado State University, and Gabby is coming out about the obvious double standard.
It's a baby girl here being harassed.
Mandates, and she joins us now. Gabby,
a baby girl.
So much for joining us. So let me see if I get this
and
right.
She ain't the first.
Your school is asking you to prove vaccination, and if you won't, they're asking you to test regularly. And if you won't do that, and you come on campus, they're threatening to arrest you. About right?
That is correct. I was exempted from taking the vaccine at school, but I was refusing to test twice a week because the vaccinated students still have to test twice a week. I have not been to campus sick in the past 18 months. I have not spread COVID on campus, but students who are vaccinated are not being held to the same double standard. I spoke about that on Fox this morning, but a question I really want to ask the viewers who are seeing my face and hearing my voice, I want them to ask themselves, do I look like a threat? Because that is the word that Colorado State University used to describe me and my peers who dare show up on campus for the classes that we're paying for, even though we have been exempted from the vaccine.
Yeah. So they want you to be tested. If you show up on campus without testing and arrest you, they actually have to go a high school student in this country. It's amazing where we are.
She's been exempted for some reason.
Some very, very good points. Colorado
Tell us why.
We'll field a football team.
I'll put it in the comments why she's exempted.
And not demand a vaccine passport to get in. And some of the donor meetings don't require the same things that they're asking a tuition-paying student to do, or they'll get arrested.
That is absolutely correct. There's a lot going on campus. I am not the only person who received these threats. There are a lot of students who don't have a voice, who don't feel like they're being heard, who are asking me what it is that we can do to help them.
That's sad.
We are fighting
That's our
with every
babies.
resource we have available to us.
It's our future.
We will not comply with this draconian measure from my
and we're making them fight each other.
So I believe Colorado State made a statement saying that they weren't demanding that you get a vaccine, but they did want you to test. Some people would say, well, why don't you just get the test? We agree with you.
She's got people that want to kill her, y'all.
We're pro-vaccine. We're just anti.
Beautiful baby girl.
And I think that may be playing
Get ready to
out
save the world,
so
possibly.
many
People want to kill her.
across the country, they don't even,
That's sick,
there's
man.
no leeway. There's no room for error. They want you mandated. They want your vaccine.
That's wrong, y'all. That's divide and conquer. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. The complete irony of it as well is that our university president tested positive for COVID just last week during.
Glad to see a little kid slip up. Us old people do it all the time.
About how she's very thankful that she got vaccinated and that she's getting her booster shot and that she is sure that the vaccine decreased her symptoms. But the only way that she would know that, of course, is if she had the COVID before. But I have not come to school with COVID. No one I know has come to school with COVID. Plenty of vaccinated students have had COVID, which is completely fine. A bunch of people are getting sick with a bunch of different things on campus right now. There's a lot going around coming back from 18 months of not getting the booster.
Here's the solution, everybody. Ready?
And that's just how it is. College kids my age tend to get sick and get over it and build up antibodies. That's just how it goes. I don't understand why we can't have our choices here, as the vaccinated students get the choice that we don't have.
There are many doctors we've had them on this show that say the natural antibody, is just as effective for all things, including spreading COVID.
Actually, say it's better in some places, say it's worse in other places. The point is we don't know what the hell's going on. One person's news source tells them to do this, the other one tells them to do this. You might as well just tell us to take up arms against each other, because none of you add in there that you need to be respectful of another person's decisions, fears, concerns, and what they've been told to do, like what my family's been told to do. You know what I mean? We've all got special instructions. but we got judgment going left and right. People wanting to kill each other left and right. That little girl there is hated by some, loved by others. You're a role model. This has really got to be stopped in America. We're going to start in Maryland, and we're going to go from there. My name's Joe Webb, and I want to be governor of Maryland. Maybe president of the United States one day. Right now, I'm the boss of my house a little bit. My wife gets to speak her mind. That's how it should be. We got to talk. We got to meet in the middle a little bit here, people. Let's go.